important defining point of this internship program is the fact that you're being addressed by the topmost senior industry leaders right in your first session. Our first session is going to be conducted by Adarniya Gaurav Singh ji, our senior CEI leader. Adarniya Gaurav ji is himself the co-founder of JPIN, which is one of the world's most reputed angel investing firms and more. Adarniya Gaurav Singh ji himself has been involved in multi-billion mergers and acquisitions, has worked closely with top 100 family offices. He has a strong global network of private equity, venture capitalists, ultra high net worth individuals, angel investors, financial institutions. He's played various leadership roles. He has uplifted over 2 million small businesses, over 43,000 micro entrepreneurs, and he is now going to speak to you and help you understand what the CEI internship means for all of us and how much of a pivotal role it can play in our growth story. So without further ado, very, very happy to invite Adarniya Gaurav ji to address all of us in today's induction session. So with that, I would now hand over to you, Adarniya Gaurav ji, and I would request you to please take your session in today's induction session. Om Namah Shivaya, over to you.
Om Namah Shivaya, Shraddha ji. I would like to share my screen if you can provide me access.
Absolutely, just a moment. Adarniya Gaurav ji, I've just enabled screen sharing.
Ji, one second. Okay, thank you so much. Om Namah Shivaya to everyone. And it's an absolute pleasure. What I would like to do is I would like to just start by a very simple message, and I would highly recommend you take a screenshot of this and you frame it, keep it in front of your computer, your books, on your wall, something where you see this every day. Now, what you see on the screen are 3 courses of life, then 3 opportunities in front of you right now. And this is a fact of how it's going to play out. First is, which is the bottom, the red line, is you continue with life. You try and make the best efforts. And in many cases, you remain moderate to average as a career growth, possibly satisfied, quite possibly dissatisfied with your progress throughout the journey. Then the blue line talks about where you've worked hard, destiny has been with you, and you've been, you've kind of done reasonably well in life. As you will still look up to the likes of Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos and others, wishing that you could be those, or you could have had that opportunity. And what did they do? Or, and this is what we're all about, you could actually go deep in, open yourself up to learning from the world's best leaders. The CEI ecosystem is by far the most influential ecosystem that is shaping the world. And that with a very clear view, see there, with the best of regards to everyone, every leader is extremely busy. They are only, they will only be satisfied and happy when people that they nurture and train become future world leaders. That is what the CEI ecology is. You will be surprised how many of the top names in the world are already part of CEI or are seriously exploring the route of joining CEI. Now, the intention for everyone, as Shraddha ji very kindly put it together, is to bring together absolutely amazing mentors who are stalwarts of the industry, and to give you a crash course of how you can kickstart your career. And if you see this orange line, the moment you've done these 6 sessions, the next 6 weeks of activity, you're already placing yourself well above everyone else in your learning, your intellect, your conversations in a group, in an ecosystem that attracts the attention of CEOs, potential recruiters, and others. And our simple view is that the CEI letter of recommendation, see, again, it's a small first step. And how we are helping, and you understand the theory and the thought process that is going behind it. Very simply, we would love to nurture and train you where you go out, you understand the impact CEI is truly making to the deprived communities and truly looking to uplift it. And you've seen a whole a video around CEI. That is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much good work to be done. Now, it's a noble cause. And as part of the noble cause, which has been there for over 10 years, the intention is that we want you to learn what's happening. We would like you to then go and simply talk to people. See, everyone is in a giving nature. And now, especially more so, everyone is in a very important giving nature. They all want to do more for society. So as you understand, you talk to other people, we are there to help, but that provides you with a very critical skill of how to position an opportunity to uplift the others. Impact is the biggest keyword that is going to be used for the next 20, 30, 40 years. The amount of investment that is happening in impact, that is going to make or break your career if you're not able to position it correctly. So through this, you'll learn how to position impact and impact investment, impact CSR to a whole bunch of audience who might know about it or might not know about it. Now, when you talk about to industry leaders or about how you can get better at it, you are learning the sales component of how to sell a proposition, how to be well-rounded in your conversation, that people are mesmerized with you and your commitment to a certain cause. It is that passion and that commitment is something which is infectious. It is infectious with people around you. It is infectious in a group discussion. It is infectious with the recruiters. It is infectious in your team. It is definitely infectious with the top leaders, CEOs, owners of businesses, who are constantly looking for the next talent, who stands out of the crowd. And these are the kind of skills that CEI is enabling for you. I'll talk about a personal example. My bachelor's was a combination of education, the academic education in India, as well as a Canadian college, which had its presence in India. But what they brought to the table was world experience. They put us through internships, they put us through a lot of exposure in the real world, where it allows us to understand how we can adapt to the real world and can be leaders in that real world. We are simply, as you go through this very first step, it's a very basic step. You know, there are team leaders who've done a phenomenal job around it. We will guide you, handhold you, train you on how to be very good at this part. The CEI letter of recommendation, as I said, it's the first baby step in your journey of learning with the CEI ecosystem. And this is fast becoming a gold standard, where the moment you have the letter of recommendation, people very quickly understand that noble cause, worked very hard, is great in sales, great in communication, has intellect, and is mentored by people from around the world who people don't have access to. As my background, as Shraddha currently mentioned, founder of the largest, most active investment bank for startups between UK and India. I have made numerous investments, and we are building the world's largest investment bank for startup. Now, if you imagine people who are, as just one example of the various stalwarts that you will get to hear from, the intention is that we'll identify, people who've got the CEI letter of recommendation and nurture them further in an accelerated pace. So your career trajectory is in your hands. The future world leaders are going to be a large chunk of that are going to be of Indian origin. As you see, they're emerging. India is going to be the number one, is becoming and is going to be the number one country in the world. It'll attract trillions in investment. And as the country booms to 20 times its current GDP over the next 15 to 20 years, CEI is a critical route through which those trillions are coming in, through which those organizations are being created. And it is this ecosystem, people who understand and are taking it upward and forward and learning from it, are going to be the key beneficiaries, I'll be very honest, of the ecosystem, because CEI stands for true impact, selfless, fearless, egoless, helping others. If we help each other, you will definitely feel that the collective, the Sangathan, is what will push us forward. We all talk about the Illuminati. The simple thing that Illuminati stand for are people in all the absolutely right places who have each other's back. And trust me, they are not competing with each other, which is something I will highly recommend you stop competing with each other and just see that how can you help the person next, left or right of you as part of the CEI ecosystem. And you will see that how they will help you in achieving this. So as a collective, you guys can help each other grow in the journey. And this ecosystem is of the best intellect, best class that is going to continue to make an impact and rise up in the world. And on that note, I just wanted to leave by saying that you should, if you are here, you are absolutely fortunate. Thousands and thousands of people apply. And there is very limited bandwidth for people to be able to handhold and guide. You need to let go of your preconceptions. Sorry, Shraddha ji?
No, somebody unmuted by mistake.
Sure. So what I wanted to say was, it is human nature. We are doing our MBAs, we might be doing our graduations. We have preconceived notions of how the world operates, how we want to conquer the world. We have prejudices against so many things when people will listen. I will just say I've shared with you, I've been through a journey, and trust me, on a technology front where the world is heading, I thought I knew so much. And now I feel that I'm just at the beginning of my learning journey to be a global leader. And what I will say is that please drop every misconception you have here. Just trust the people who are dedicating time to you. Just absorb. If you are a dry sponge and there is water, you can absorb it. If you already have so much in your mind that you think there is no point. No one will be able to guide you, share their insights with you. You will not be able to absorb it. So please drop every bit of misconception you have. Trust the process. If you are here, trust the process. It's a 6-week process. It's not going to take too much of your time in your life. Attend master classes, attend the sessions. It's an excuse if you say I've got classes, I've got this, because we all know that we all make time for everything else that we would want to do. This is that moment in life where either you will enable it and be in that amber list of emerging leaders, or you will continue to have to make 10 times the effort to be able to grow in your 100 times the effort to be able to make some dent in your lives. So on that note, I will say, please don't lose this opportunity. We are here to handhold you, guide you, and shape you in the best minds of tomorrow. We reference Bill Gates, we reference Jeff Bezos, we reference Elon Musk. We need to, the world needs to start referencing people who will emerge from the CEI ecosystem as the world leaders, where everyone goes to for global decisions and global companies. So on that note, Om Namah Shivaya.